please stay safe. Please listen to your doctors. Don't do what I do. It's dangerous. Uh, I know, but because of the world the way it is, because of the medical profession the way it is, I cannot see a cardiologist, so I'm doing this myself. So please listen to the medical profession. Don't let what I'm doing serve as an example of what you should do. All right, that's just a warning. What I'm doing is incredibly dangerous. I know that myself, but I've got this equipment that I'm monitoring myself every day out of pure frustration of 20 years not getting the help I want. But as for you, you have to think of number one and what is ever safe for you. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, all right, here we are again. It's not in the middle of the night, but I put my fairy lights on anyway because today we're going to see what we get. Already taken an ECG reading earlier today. I'll take another one now just to see if it'll pick up anything else. I'm getting the usual little fluttery things, nothing too significant, just the usual short beats. Seems to be doing okay. Glad I didn't do the video earlier than this because I was in a grumpy mood this morning. Seems to be a trend there for some reason. It's only because I can never have a sleep in. Always have to get up early, weekend or not. It's Saturday today, so I've mowed the backyard today. I've played with Maximus today. Hung out the washing. Just took the washing in. So now I'm going to sit here and just watch this absolutely beautiful ECG. I assume it's absolutely beautiful. I was going to play a Hey Google game, but all my devices are working, so we might leave that till later. Little pics, big pics, our waves are looking good. Not seeing anything out of the ordinary. Heart rate is 66 according to this. Yep. Blood saturation, oxygen saturation of 98. Dyslexic twat. I get a higher oxygen reading when my finger is cold. I get no reading when it's really cold. So, what Blue Danube moment are we going to get today? Oh well, I'll be letting this go there. I should really go online and check because I'm sure I felt an earthquake earlier. But we'll check that later. The house creaked, but that could be because of temperature differentials more than anything else. Sort of pushed it a bit this morning when mowing the lawn. I was too late at night making the other video that I've just uploaded. I always upload my videos that I like. This video will get uploaded tomorrow, and the video I uploaded today was yesterday's video, and so on and so on. I find that is better than trying to upload on the day that I take it because it's just too much in the way of editing, and my videos seem to be more than 20 minutes long lately. So small valleys today. And well, we're seeing stuff on there, but that's the usual. Just ticking along. It's still beating, so that's a good point. Got some beautiful propaganda thing on the news today. Mother-in-law was telling me about how a surgeon, was doing saying that the hospitals are overrun with COVID patients, and that's why it's so important to have your vaccinations and da 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 da. And in one way, I agree, but in one other way, I think it's just propaganda bullshit. Because what happened to me the first time I got brought to hospital, when my heart rate went out of control, 185 beats per minute. Did I tell you about that? Not on this channel, eh? Let me tell you about that one. Still got that. Probably my asthma. So on the 26th, when I went to the medical centre, and they called an ambulance to bring me to a hospital. So I arrive at the hospital in the ambulance. So they basically get me a wheelchair. I sort of hop out the ambulance, sit in the wheelchair. Now, from the moment they unhooked me from the ambulance monitor, I wasn't hooked into any other monitor whatsoever. So now the antics start. So I get wheeled into emergency, and paperwork is handed over, and immediately a discussion begins on who's responsible for the paperwork, like having to fill it out. And right from the word go, it's like, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, no, you're supposed to do this. And it was a short argument, and then there was a waiting period. Now, there were only 3 people in emergency, including myself. There was a female with a broken arm by the front counter. There was someone behind a curtain to my right, and then it was me. So, very quiet, extremely quiet in the emergency department. But they couldn't cope. Apparently, they were trialling a new American system. I've struck this before with the ambulances, not with the hospital itself. Why did the New Zealand Health Board, for the love of God, want to trial American systems in New Zealand is beyond me, because we're not compatible whatsoever. We're on a public funded system, not on insurance-based systems. We don't run on capitalistic systems as much as they do in America. So for them to trial an American system is not logical at all. So anyway, story continues. Apparently they couldn't process me in a particular room or behind a curtain because that was occupied. Now, when I did my thumb 2 years ago, I almost amputated my thumb at work, and I got brought in emergency, and it was a lot busier then. The room was full, so I sat there for half an hour with my thumb hanging off. Basically, I squashed it between an I-beam and a length of steel 25mm thick. It smashed straight through the base where your nail grows, right through the bone, and the only thing that was holding that upper part of my thumb still on was the fingerprint pad, basically. The rest, it has sliced right through. So I was there for a good hour before they could see me. That was with a room full of people. And there are, I think, 1, 2, 3 alcoves where they took me, where they could see people. So they finally took me on one of there, and they gave me one of those injections straight into your nerves to numb the nerves. Ring block, forgot what they called. Extremely painful when they give it to you. I knew it was coming, and the pain I had experienced up until then, it was just more of the same, just do it. And then I got stitched up. So I knew there are 3 alcoves there where they can attend to patients. And as far as I could see when I was wheeled in there, I had a clear view in there. Nobody was in any of those alcoves. So I didn't understand what was going on. So anyway, apart from taking me into one of those alcoves, they take me into a corridor. And there is an ECG machine there, but they don't hook me up to it. They're waiting. They're waiting for a telephone call from the front desk to say that they've processed the paperwork. So my heart is still going ballistic, and they're just waiting. I'm not hooked up to anything, and they're still waiting. I'm conscious, and I'm not in pain, but that's irrelevant to the whole situation. They're waiting. I have no idea how long we waited there before she finally decides to pick up the telephone and goes, "Hey, have you entered him into the system yet?" And then the argument starts again. No, under the new system, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to fill out the red form or da. So after another argument, so I'll enter him in the system. So on a computer system, which is jammed in a corridor where we are now standing, they start to type certain things in. They get halfway through typing me into the system when a phone goes, is it, no, we need that space. Now the good bit starts. They stop entering me in the system. I'm still not hooked up to anything that would indicate to them what's going on in my chest. And now they say, we need to move him because there's another patient that needs to use this console. So I get moved in my wheelchair without any monitoring system onto the loading ramp outside. I wish I was making this up. So I get wheeled on a loading ramp outside with the assurance that a nurse will be with you at all times. Yeah, how about hooking me up to something? Nope. Nothing. So now this is, by this time it's at 7:30, coming close to 8 o'clock at night. It's summertime, but it's getting a bit chilly, and all I was wearing was shorts and a thin t-shirt, not even any socks. So I'm getting a bit chilled out there, and nothing is. And the nurse who was supposed to be with me at all sides is arguing with another nurse at this particular point. Nobody's keeping an eye on me. And this carries on for a while. So after a while, one of the other nurses goes, "Look, get him inside," which I was thankful for. And then they argue over which door would be best for me to go outside. This nurse stomps over, hits a button somewhere, and some big doors open, and they wheel me in. So all that for 3 patients in emergency. So in the current day, if there's more than 3 patients, they can't cope. So at the moment, the hospital systems can't cope, not because of the influx of COVID patients, but because it's some fucked up system that the health boards are trying to implement during this crisis. So now with my doing these videos and taking readings every day, I've discovered that the trend of me cutting my medication down is a trend going towards me feeling a hell of a lot better. So I'm continuing that trend, because that result of me going to bed for 2 hours for a nap and a sea of red in the report card, that was when I was overdosed on the previous medication. And this medication is no different. It gave me a lesser dose, but the side effects kicked in almost immediately. And that's with me taking a break for 5 days of taking any medication. So you know where I'm going, don't you? That's right, no medication. Because that's the way things are trending in what I'm finding. And you've seen the results too. If you followed my videos, you'll see that every day it's getting a little better, and every day is less and less turning up on the report. And that's because I slowly but surely have been cutting the amount of these tablets that I'm pumping into myself, this drug. Every day I give a little less, and every day I'm getting better. So I think that's the way we have to go, because it's the only way to go. Because I need quality of life more than anything else. You know, I want to be able to mow the lawns without feeling like I'm absolutely gonna die. I mean, this morning, it's. I think I'm sick of pushing myself beyond the limit. That's what it is. It's you get this depressive state where you think you're the only one who has to push himself beyond the limit while everybody around you is just cruising. And that is the case too. I mean, I'm the only one making an effort, no one else is. And I have to make a massive effort. You have no idea the difficulty it is for me to get out of bed in the morning. It's disgustingly hard. I have, I feel like absolute crap in the morning, but I have to get up, even in the weekends, because I'm the one that lets the dog out before he makes a mess in the house. So I have to get up. And I'm getting a little tired of that. I haven't had a sleep in since we got the pup. And yeah, that gets on my nerves after a while. And then I get very grumpy. And you get a lot of fuck. And then the Blue Danube starts playing, and away we go. But since I'm cutting back on the medication, you'll see that my average heart rate will increase because I haven't got the medication keeping it down anymore. But what I've found too is that I like my heart rate around the 90s. I feel a hell of a lot better then. And there were times at work there was 120, 130, and you saw reports of it going to 150. But I feel a hell of a lot better when my heart rate's higher because oxygen's being pumped around my body. What's the use of having an oxygen saturation of 98 if it's not being efficiently pumped around your body? And the trending line on my heart rate is a hell of a lot more stable now. You go a couple of weeks back when I was, 3 weeks ago, it wasn't like that. It was all over the show, and that was basically the drugs. It's the wrong drugs. It's the wrong drugs. And I don't need a doctor to tell me that. I've discovered that for myself, and I have all the evidence here now. You've seen the evidence, I've seen the evidence, that's what it is. I'm just gas bagging here just to do my reading, and it's something to watch. But I haven't felt anything. Earlier on, there were a couple of incidents, but nothing. Just the usual boom, short beat, but that's it. But as you can see, today it's relatively stable. It's in the 80s, just ticking away. Nothing too major. If this is what a normal ECG looks like, then this is a normal ECG. It's a pretty impressive looking ECG. I don't have a long flat valley in between the peaks. And that's when I find I feel the worst, and I'm not seeing that today. That's why I like my heart rate a little bit higher, so it doesn't have an opportunity for that. So Fridays and Saturdays is usually when things get a bit, okay, a week worth of work. Because I push myself beyond the limit every day now. Anybody else would have stayed at home. I'm too prideful for that. Pride's a sin? Yeah, only for the Catholics. Christians say pride is a sin. But you can't live without pride, because what would be the point? I'm not a Christian. Sorry to say. No, I'm not sorry to say. I'm just not a Christian. Not that I have anything against Christians. I have a very good Christian friend. But my way of life is different. My mind processes are different. I wasn't born with the gift of faith, I'm afraid. Sometimes I feel shit and I think it's more my stomach or my digestive system than anything else. Like I said earlier, I have eliminated the sharp pains from anything that happens in my chest. Saw that was probably when I coughed. Because it doesn't track on the screen, either screens, when I get a sharp pain, so I know that's nothing to do with my heart. Which has been comforting, because I always thought it was. And now I know that's not it. It's acid reflux. Cardiologists would be so proud. Prick. So, another boring video, guys. Nothing to see here. Move along. Hold that thought. to flip the screen because it's doing it backwards at the moment. That's where I can look at all the medications and what they do. And you turn off, and you turn off, and you turn off. It's a lovely book. I mean, so that's the page where my medication I'm on now. That's the page that medication I was on before, and this one is the page where my daddy's medication is, which I believe I should be on. But any medication you want to know the details of, spell it out to me and I'll look it up for you. Because even if it's got multiple different names, like the one I'm on at the moment. I haven't got it here. No, I don't know which one is which. Oh yeah. Verapamil is what it's called, but on my medication it's called Isopten. Could also be called Anpec, Cordelox, Veracaps, Verahexol. Uses: high blood pressure, angina, rapid heart rate. Okay, this one is for rapid heart rate as well. The other one didn't state that. Prescription: do not take if suffering from severe heart failure, low blood pressure, atrial flutter or fibrillation, which I got, so I shouldn't be taking this medication. Side effects: constipation, tiredness, headaches, dizziness, indigestion, swelling of feet and ankles, flushing, palpitations, low heart rate, scalp irritation, depression. She's flushing, and then later it said flushes, so I'm not too sure what they mean. Nightmares, excess wind. I can vouch for that, mind you. In my case, what is excess really? So that's the side effects of that medication. Now if I go to my previous medication and read the side effects of that. What the okay. Do not take if suffering from severe heart failure, you mean dead, low blood pressure, atrial flutter or fibrillation, so same thing. Side effects: constipation, tiredness, headaches, dizziness, indigestion, swelling of feet and ankles, flushing, palpitations, low heart rate, scalp irritation, depression, flushes, nightmares, excess wind. Above have fainting is a side effect as well. So they're exactly, they're both what they're called calcium channel blockers. Calcium antagonist, whatever that is. Not too sure what I mean by that, so a bit of research I have to do. So they're both calcium channel blocker. It's a calcium channel blocker. Now my dad's one. Okay, have a look at the side effects. Do not take if suffering from low heart rate, thyroid disease, or iodine sensitivity. Whoop. Whoopsie daisy. I'm allergic to shellfish, so that might be an issue. But I had iodine given to me before when they did a scan of my heart, and it wasn't an issue then, so I'm not too sure. Side effects for that one. Side effects, common, serious heart irregularities. Isn't that what you're taking it? Uses, where are the uses? Uses, severe, rapid, irregular heartbeat, and the side effect is irregular heartbeat. What the fuck? Maybe that is not the better idea. Slow heart rate, sensitivity to sunburn, increased nausea. Oh joy. I'm having second thoughts now. Grey skin, pigmentation, rashes, vomiting, loss of appetite, I can't afford that. Metallic taste, constipation, tremor, sleeplessness, well that's me anyway, headache, dizziness, anxiety, shortness of breath. Okay, forget it. Gee, up until now I thought that medication might be better for me, but now that I read the side effects, if I get any of those, that's basically me fucked. I'm not, as you can see, I'm not the fattest person in the world. I'm 192 centimeters tall, that's 6'3" 3/4. I weigh 60 kilograms, alright? So I don't need anything that tells me that it's a loss of appetite. Can't afford that shit. Okay, never mind. Maybe I'll have to flick through the book. What did I call that thing when you open a Bible and it falls on a page and the passage you read is whatever, there is a name for that. It's almost perfect, whatever. Anyway, maybe by doing that I'll find a drug that I need. Well, I don't think any drugs are going to do it for me. Here's another one. High blood pressure, angina, rapid heart rate. I fell on a page! Holy fuck! I just randomly picked a page! And it's another one. Oh, it's a beta blocker. Holy fuck! Beta blocker. No, I can't take those. Sorry. Oh, fuck, that was scary. I just flicked through you saw me. You heard it. I flicked through a book and just picked a page. Metoprolol. Beta blocker. Uses: high blood pressure, angina, rapid heart rate, irregular heartbeat. What? Paroxysmal, arterial, atrial tachycardia, heart attack, prevention of migraine. Take beta blockers for prevention of migraine. Oh, I learned something today. Come on, where are the side effects? I want to see the side effects, so that's what I'm fucking curious now. Side effects: low blood pressure, low heart rate, cold hands and feet, asthma, unusual, loss of appetite. What is it with the loss of appetite with these drugs? Nausea, diarrhea, impatience. Fuck me. Get that? I'm just a tad impatient. Just a little one. I seem to be very patient because I can wait years for it to get the results, but that doesn't mean I'm happy about it. Patient tiredness, sleeplessness, nightmares, rash, loss of libido. Can't have that. Hair loss, noises in ears. Get tennises. Beta blocker. Fanciful on that page. Now that was a bit of fun. That was a bit of fun. I'm going to mark that page. What about tissue? Thank you. I'm going to stop. That's scary. I did that in a dictionary once. This is just between you and me, okay? This is the true story. I did this in a dictionary. I wanted to see if I could become like a prophet, right? But don't ask me why. I got my encyclopedia dictionaries. So I wrote 2 books, both as fat as that. And I just opened it on random pages and picked words, wrote them down, and it basically told me, because I was quite arrogant, an arrogant person. It was way before I met my lovely Sherry and way before we got married. I was quite an arrogant person, thinking that I was the bee's knees. And it told me that I'm a part of a greater machine. I'm a cog in a wheel. I'm a cog in a machine. I'm not the machine itself. So this, what I just did there, sort of was just between you and me. Don't pass that on. Make me look like an absolute weirdo if you do that, okay? Just don't pass it on. Anyway, I'm going to take these stickers off me because I can feel them start to burn. I've been reusing stickers because, hey, oh shit, they're still connected to the cables. Let go. Thank you. I find that if I reuse the stickers, they're not as abrasive on my skin. They peel off a bit easier without ripping everything off. No, don't twist around each other, you little shits. Because all it is, that black spot is center of that sticker is what's the sensor is. It's not the sticker itself that's important, it's that black dot. So by reusing them, I can got an unlimited supply. Okay. Hold fire. I want to try something. Hey Google, what is a calcium channel blocker?
According to Wikipedia, calcium channel blockers, calcium channel antagonists or calcium antagonists are a group of medications that disrupt the movement of calcium through calcium channels.
Okay, where are these calcium channels? Hey Google, what is a beta blocker?
According to Mayo Clinic, beta blockers, also known as beta-adrenergic blocking agents, are medications that reduce blood pressure. Beta blockers work by blocking the effects of the hormone epinephrine, also known as adrenaline.
Hey Google, how many nuclear weapons have been detonated on the planet?
Here is information from Arms Control Association.
So that's 215 atmospheric detonations and 815 underground detonations. Well, that's just America. That's just the United States. Worldwide, 528 atmosphere detonations, 1,528 underground detonations, given a grand total of 2,056 nuclear weapons detonated on this planet. And after all that, I remember the thing that is most important. We are still here! Alright, this is not the kind of video that I was going to make, so I'm going to stop here and look at the results. See. Okay, we can basically say that the results speak for themselves. This is the one I took earlier today. That was about 2 o'clock I took this one. Here is the report. So we got suspected short runner fast beats, nothing spectacular, and was it 2 short beats? So I mean, pretty bloody good. And then the one while I was yambling on like an absolute fucking idiot, let's go to the report. 1. That was the one we saw on the screen there. I think there were 2 that we picked up, but this one's only picked up 1, so that'll be in there somewhere. So I think we're on the right track. I mean, the last couple of days we've had screens with very little on it, so that sort of confirms it for me that get away from the medication and carry on being goofy, and that's the way to go. So see you tomorrow, where I think I'll do another goofy one like this, but maybe not so long. I'll post this video twice. I'll post just the short funny section at the end as a separate video, and then the whole thing as another video. Have a good night, have a good day or morning wherever you are. Please stay safe. Please listen to your doctors. Don't do what I do. It's dangerous. I know, but because of the world the way it is, because of the medical profession the way it is, I cannot see a cardiologist, so I'm doing this myself. So please listen to the medical profession. Don't let what I'm doing serve as an example of what you should do. Alright, that's just a warning. What I'm doing is incredibly dangerous. I know that myself, but I've got this equipment that I'm monitoring myself every day out of pure frustration of 20 years not getting the help I want. But as for you, you know, you have to think of number 1 and what is ever safe for you. Thank you. Catch you later.